T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
You are now tapped into the coolest reptile podcast in the world. Welcome to Trap Talk Reptile Podcast, Tuesday night, episode 365. And there goes my dang phone again. I need to fix that, bro. My phone just goes off automatically. But anyways, what is good, everybody? I'm your boy, MJ. Welcome to Trap Talk Reptile Podcast. If this is your first time tapping in, do your boy a favor. Hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and then select all. You'll be on top of every single piece of content I drop here on this channel. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're into keeping reptiles, admiring, learning more about them, all the above, this is the damn podcast to be a part of, straight up. No other place to be but this podcast right here. If you happen to bump me on the audio platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcast, please don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to those platforms as well. I appreciate wherever you listen to Trap Talk Reptile Podcast. I appreciate all my viewers, everyone on the early birds. I see you guys jumping. Okay. Before we get things started, tonight's episode is brought to you by the number one shipping company in the game. That is Ship Your Reptiles, the OGs. No other place to go when it comes to shipping your reptiles. And that's a fact. Shout out to the entire Ship Your Reptiles family. Gangster since 2009, man. Been doing it. Thank you so much, Chad Brown, Susie, the entire Ship Your Reptiles team. Head over to Instagram, follow their content. Go to shipyourreptiles.com right now. Save yourself $15, man. Use promo code TRAPTALK. And yeah, man, just be ready for some top-notch, high-quality customer service. Thank you so much, Ship Your Reptiles. Also, be ready for the future because the future's now here. If you got them ball python sheds that need to be tested for hypo, clown, DG, A, B, C, D, and E, go to Rare Genetic Inc. right now on Instagram. Subscribe, stay informed, stay updated. Go to their website as well, raregeneticinc.com. Also, head over to Clutch, another sponsor of Trap Talk Reptile Podcast, and utilize the tools that they have to where you could go ahead and get your sheds tested. The future is fucking bright, man. This is a huge tool that people can take advantage of, man. And I already know a lot of people using it. So I got to say thank you so much for anyone out there who supports Rare Genetic Inc. And me and Ben will be having a one-on-one soon again to kind of update you guys. So be ready for that. It's going to be coming out here. Another reason why you got to hit that notification bell. All right. Also, this episode is brought to you by Miguel Garcia, my boy. Always evolving pythons. Always busy, for sure. That's a fact. But always doing nonstop inspiring things. His backyard looks so great. Shout out to his brother, Jesse. I'm just saying, the AEP family is one of my favorite families. So, guys, thank you so much, AEP family. Always evolving pythons. Instagram. Go follow Miguel. Be ready to be inspired. Head over to his Morph Market as well. Go follow his Morph Market. And, yeah, thank you so much. Always evolving pythons. And, of course, guys, the caging behind me is made by Focus Cube Habitats. That's right. The best PVC built enclosure in a company in the game. Shout out to Steven. Shout out to Ashley. Flex in Texas all day, every day. Focus Cube. Number one. Hey, listen, go follow me on Instagram, Trap Talk God 619. If you want to see what I'm all about, I'm an animal keeper before I'm a podcaster. I say this shit every time, and I will say it every time because it matters to me. This comes first. And if I want to see, if you want to see how I can back that up, a couple ways you can do about that. Go to my Instagram, Trap Talk God 619. Go see what I'm all about. Also, go subscribe to my other YouTube channel, The Trap Vlogs. I'm just about there to start posting again. Just give me a minute. I'm catching up. I'm going to be very active on YouTube, my other YouTube channel, The Trap Vlogs. I got so much to update you guys. I got Persina's eggs that are due here in the next month and a half or so. So much stuff I need to update you guys with, and I promise I'm going to be doing it. Now, one thing you can take advantage of, if you want exclusive content, if you want to support the Trap, you want behind-the-scenes type activities, if you just want to grow with the Trap, man, go down to the very first link below, click on it, Trap Talk Patreon family, the coolest reptile family in the Patreon game. As soon as you join the Patreon family, you will get a link to the Discord. That link will tap you in with over 170 trappers. Everyone nonstop growing, learning about the reptiles. And it's just really cool to just interact with people who are on that level and passion behind reptiles, man. That's what it's all about. That's what makes you grow, is with you hang out with other people who have that kind of heart for the animals as well. That's and you are who you hang around with. Remember I said that. Thank you so much, Patreon members. You guys are my heart. I appreciate you guys so much. And then last but not least, before I get to the early birds, US ARC, baby. You're looking at a gold membership right here. The only reptile podcast, I believe, in the game that's a gold member for US ARC. I love it. 3 years running. Thank you so much, Phil Goss. Thank you so much, the entire US ARC team. And you out there, man, if you fight with us, thank you so much, because this is something we all got to do. This is not a single type person game here. Like, this is what we all need to come together. For reals, we all need to come together. And if you're somebody out there who's just more of a YouTuber and you kind of like animals, you need to do me a favor, please. Just go down to the link in the description, click on usarc.org, and read up on what US ARC does. They are super crucial to this industry. Okay? So, again, thank you, Phil Goss. Appreciate anyone who supports US ARC. Literally, let's go. Early Birds, who's here? Who's ready to rock and roll? I mean, it's cracking in there. I'm not going to lie. Jason McCready, what's up, buddy? How you been? Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. I appreciate you. Big Mike, 1776 Exotics. Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. The OG Patreon member. Julio Fulio in the building. Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. The homie Travis Gordon in the building. Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Riley Jiminson in the building. My dog. Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Lily, big sis Lily in the building. Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Oh, shit, we got Levi. We got problems. FTL Reptiles in the building. I do want to say props to Levi. I would say maybe this episode wouldn't be what it is if it wasn't for Levi. And I'll get to that at some point during the episode. But shout out to my boy Levi, even though he's probably one of the biggest pain in my asses. Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. So I'll accept it. Do what you got to do, bro. Jacob Letterbetter, the professor of the Trap Talk Patreon family. Appreciate you so much. I Smoke Loud. Yes, sir. Let's go. I appreciate you. Bosa Balls in the building. What's up, Aaron? Sunshine State Sulfurs. The homie West in the building. Trap Talk Patreon member. DNK Reptiles. What is up? Thanks for tapping in. Bluntman Reptiles. Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Eric's More Factory. What is up? Thanks for tapping in. The homie Josh. Scale Fins and Feathers. What is up, player? Susie. Homegirl repping shipping reptiles all day, every day. The girl with that colorful hair. And she kills it. That's my homegirl. Thank you so much, Susie, for tapping in. Morph Valley Reptiles. What a guy. Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Aiden Burke in the building. The young homie. What is up, Aiden? Dr. Thick in the building. What is up? Heathen Hatchery in the building. What is up, Heathen Hatchery? Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Bionic Benster. What up, Benny? My dog right here. Got to see him at the Reptile Super Show. It was a great time. And Benny, you will be at Pomona, I'm assuming, right? All right, cool. Fungus Queen. Hey, yo. All right. My wife's here. Hey, you know what? We're going to end this in style. I'm sorry. My wife's going to take this one. Ending this in style. It is game time. Derrick Reptiles on Trap Talk. This is going to be cool because if you would have asked me if this would have been a possibility beginning of the year, late last year, I would have been like, fuck no. And so many things has happened since then. So many things that I'm ready to definitely discuss with Derrick. First and foremost, I feel like this man has not been treated right for sure. And not only with current events, but by me. And I'll let Derrick speak on this when we bring him on right now. But I do know that Derrick has always been a supporter of my podcast, even before he started a podcast. And, you know, that kind of support, when you have real support like that, you should always kind of make sure that they're taken care of as well. And I know there was a couple situations where Derrick was in bad corners and I did reach out to him, but still, I don't think I gave him enough time of the day to hang out with him. But you know what? Even though I didn't back him up when I should have, and other people, he still fucking made shit happen. Really proud of the guy. You know what I mean? So we're gonna break everything down with Derrick tonight. Derrick Reptiles. I really want to know how he actually got into all this to begin with, and get to know him more. And then we're gonna break down why it is Donny's coming after him so hard. Okay, so everything's gonna get down tonight. If you're in the live chats, if you think that this episode is worthy of a super chat, like my boy Martin Morris, already dropping a dub. Thank you so much. Don't be shy with the super chats. Drop a super chat, especially if you have an important topic or if you can relate to something that we're talking about. You want to make sure I read it when I display it. Drop a super chat. Guys, do what you got to do to stay hydrated. Do what you gotta do to get your mind right. But here we go, episode 365 with Derrick Reptiles coming at you right now. Let's go. Choo! You ready for do more in the future? Trap Talk podcasts?
Yes.
Man.
Only Trap Talk. Exclusive.
Yes,
Exclusive. Oh.
So stop calling us.
Rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the crop, gotta love it or not. I'm hot from the hop to the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with everybody, we do it. Everybody, we do it. Do it. Do it.
And we're live, episode 365. Derrick from Derrick Reptiles. What's up, buddy?
What's up, brother?
How are you?
I can't complain, man. What's the deal?
Man, it's crazy to have you here. I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, a lot of things have happened throughout the last year, if not longer. But man, you have stayed, I would say, relevant in some sense as far as what's going on as far as growth. I mean, your YouTube channel, like, before we get into things, has, I had no choice but to see what was going on with you. And I'm saying, man, you've been grinding. You've been grinding, bro. You've been grinding. So excited to talk to you tonight. Really am. And guys, please get the likes up already if you haven't. But Derrick, man, I want to see how things are going with you. But before we get into as far as current events and whatnot, I really want to know, because if I can remember correctly, it was at least 2 years ago where I started seeing your name come up in the live chats, and you're always positive. MJ, your shit's good. And that's what I give you. I can only say you've always been positive. Always.
Yeah.
I'm going to give that to you right off the bat. And so, anyways, I want to know what it was that even drew you into the industry, or even drew you to my podcast and other people's podcasts. Let's get to that.
When I started buying reptiles, I made a little man cave in my apartment, and I told my wife I'm either gonna get a spider or a snake, and she's like, no spiders. I could probably tolerate snakes. So I started, acquiring reptiles, and I decided to make a YouTube. So I'm like, you know what, I want to make a YouTube. I want to make a YouTube. I want to have fun, get monetized, and get a plaque. So I made a YouTube, and I came across an amazing community of people. And I don't know, I hope they don't get mad if I say their names, but Iron Dog, My Animal House, Fungus Queen is one of them. Just an amazing group of people, and we would hang out online, and we still do, kind of like how Keys does his Hair Down Fridays. We hang out, we shoot the shit, we talk to each other.
Right.
And I'm very observant. My pops always told me, when you see something, just observe, watch, and ask questions, and try and do it if you want to. So I noticed that. Shout out to My Animal House and Iron Dog. They had a podcast, and I was like, okay, I like this podcast stuff. I said, you know what? I'm gonna start doing podcasts. I said, I'm gonna start watching podcasts. Maybe one day I'll start mine. I was working towards getting monetized, and podcasts was kind of like an easy way of getting watch time. So I started watching podcasts. I will watch theirs. I will watch yours, and not just their podcasts. I also watched their content. They were doing, they were feeding their animals. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll do this too, because it's working for them.
Live feedings, right?
They're doing live feeding. So I'm like, you know what? I have 2,000 followers. This guy has 10,000 followers. Yeah. This is working for him. Let me try and do it too. So I start doing live feedings. I start watching your podcast, their podcast, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna create my own.
Yeah.
I said I wanted the basis. I thought I didn't. I was still new to the hobby. Mm-hmm. I didn't understand, how bad the stuff could be. But I was like, you know what? I want the basis of my channel to be me feeding my animals and then just doing podcasts.
Yeah. So you want to know how not that it's dangerous, but I told you this. First and foremost, you know that you did have a lot of good people reach out to you when you were doing the live feedings and said, mate, Derrick, this isn't probably the smartest thing. And I was one of them. As far as like, you know, asking you, or I remember when actually, hold on. When it got to me at this point, I think it was Uncle Mike. Uncle Mike was like telling me like, hey, do you know about this Derrick? I'm like, yeah, I know Derrick. What's going on? He's like, well, you know, he was telling me about how the live feedings are a concern. And I thought to myself, well, I remember when I had this talk. And what I mean by that, rest in peace, Forrest Fanning. You've heard me talk about Forrest Fanning before, right? Derrick? Okay. My best friend who was here when he was here. But dude, I realized on Instagram, these live feeding videos would get over, like they would do really well. And bro, and you've already admitted this to me, those likes, they get to your head after a while. You see that number, and this is nothing compared to what you had, but I realized that this sensational shit does get attention. And I mean, I'm trying to grow, right? And mind you, you're always trying to figure out social media. Like, I don't care who you are. You're trying to figure out what you got to do to grow. Like where are the gaps, right? So I started posting lives, but as I got really close to Forrest called me and said, MJ, do me a favor, stop posting lives. And I was like, what? Why? I was like, and mind you, bro, I don't like seeing the rat get choked and consumed. Like I was just doing it because I know the videos were good. But mind you, some people are into that shit. It just wasn't me. But anyways, I was trying to do this solely off the content. But Forrest, one conversation he had with me, I thought to myself, I'm good. You know, whatever the way he told me, I don't know if it was just the way it came out, but I was like, I don't need to do a live feeding ever again. And I stopped. But this all happened before I had a podcast and before I started putting myself out there. You already started putting yourself out there and grew at the same time. So, and you had your community. Like, so your Forrest, I would say, was Iron Dog. Like you had your homies, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
That was something you guys all did. So that's a community thing. I don't want to say it's fine, but that's what you were doing. Okay. But also you were so still green and trying to figure things out. So let's go back to, you know, when you started kind of getting pushback. And what I mean by pushback, like, was it before Mike Stefani or certain podcasts before you started getting people like not wanting to come on your show or getting influences not to come on your show? But when did you start noticing like people in the industry weren't liking what you were doing? When did that happen?
I still have people come on my show, but
no, you do. No, yeah, of course. I'm just saying, but you know, there's people trying to influence other people not to come on your show. Not maybe now, but at some point when you were doing all this, right?
Well, I noticed it more so. I didn't notice it for a while because I don't know whether people looked or watched or whatever, but I didn't know. I really didn't notice it until Kevin put those 2 videos out about me.
So that was the first. That was like holy shit, like
yeah, yep.
Oh wow, what a way to find out. But you know, obviously you had the signs. You know, you did have people tell you. And let me ask you this, man. What was it that made you like hang up the phone on certain people? Like you hung up the phone on me pretty quick when I tried talking to you and other people from what I've heard. So what made you just not want to listen? Like, was it because you felt like none of us really had your back, or like, what was it? I'm just curious.
So I think you got it wrong. So I actually did listen. If you go back and you watch Nerd's first video, I think Donny says it. He says he started deleting some of his videos because he started losing sponsors. That wasn't why I deleted my videos. So right. I actually had 4 phone calls, and I'll tell you the reason why I kept doing live feedings. So you know, people start calling me. The first phone call wasn't yours, MJ. The first phone call was Brian Cusco. After I had that phone call with Brian Cusco, it was like one of the dopest phone calls, and I started deleting videos. I didn't delete them all, but I deleted a couple of them. I started, you know, thinking like, okay, this guy's honestly, he's telling me the truth. I'm gonna do it because it's Brian Cusco. He's just so, I don't know what it is, but his aura, the way he talks to you just makes you just want to be like, okay, I'm gonna do what you say. And then I had a phone call from Jeremy, which was a cool phone call. Then I had a phone call from you, which was okay. And then I had a phone call from Kevin, which I just didn't like. And I'll explain to you what I mean.
Right.
You catch, I'm the type of person, with me, you catch more flies with sugar than shit. If you have to use tact, you have to be nice. And not just that, I'm kind of the person that, you know, if I see somebody I don't like what they're doing, I'm gonna present an alternative. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I told Kevin. Like, we had a phone call, but you were like, you're doing XYZ, and I tried to explain to you. I said, I'm monetized.
No, hold on. Derrick, stop. I'm gonna stop you right now because if I hear cap, I'm not gonna allow you to continue. I came at you telling you and dude, you know, I'm a hothead as it is, but I came at you very calm and telling you, dude, what you're doing, I used to do. And
yeah, I was just stubborn.
Hold on. I know. I was telling you from a place of experience, what you're doing, I used to do because I saw the fucking views go up. But people I really respect and love, whatever they told me means something to me. And you were like, all right. And then you hung up on me. And I was like,
yeah, I already said I was being stubborn.
And also too, I don't know when I mean, I could kind of timeline shit because I have a pretty good memory, but I remember talking to Uncle Mike after that, and I'm like, he doesn't want to take shit down. And I went, and the feeding videos continued. You didn't stop and start delete. That wasn't that soon. After I gave you the legit heads up, like, bro, this is what's gonna happen, and you hung up on me, you continued to do that shit until it got so bad with Nerd.
You gotta let me finish. Okay, so I had a phone call with you. I'm not denying that, and I'm not saying you weren't like
you weren't monetized. You weren't even close to monetized then. You know what I mean?
Yes, I was. You remember when you said he told me he's making money, he's not making any money that's cap? You remember when you said that to Donny?
Mm-hmm.
I was monetized, but the monetization is not the point.
You weren't making
I
that
was
much
being
money.
stubborn.
You weren't making that much money though. Even with the shorts and all that ain't that much money. I know how much shorts pay. They don't pay you shit.
I agree, but even still, I'm not talking about the money. I'm talking about I was being stubborn. I'm agreeing with you. I had a phone call with you. I was being stubborn. I did delete some of them, but I didn't stop it. Let me finish and tell you why. I had another phone call with Kevin. Like I just said, I had a phone call with Kevin. It didn't go as well. And I said with Kevin, he didn't approach me with tact. He was like, he even said it. I like to argue. I like to debate. I like to do this. And you can't, you have to approach someone with tact is what I was trying to say. I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about Kevin. He was just very argumentative, very like, let's debate this, let's argue. And I didn't want to argue. And I got frustrated and I just kept going. So I just kept going because, like I said, I was frustrated with Kevin.
Okay. I know, but I all I heard was you talking about our conversation. I was going in on you about A, X, Y, and Z. And I was like, that's not how it went at all. I wasn't trying to tell you what to do. I was telling you what was going to happen. And I was like, Derrick, and you could take, and I told you could take this however you want it, bro, but I'm not trying to hate on you. And mind you, I wasn't the coolest guy to you either. So you already had suspect feelings about me when we were talking about this. And I could totally see you seeing in your head, I'm growing and I don't think MJ wants me to grow. Fuck MJ. I could see that because kind of how I was kind of a dick to you. So here's the thing, bro. At the end of the day, a lot of people kind of turn their backs on you to where you had no choice but to do your own thing. And Derrick Reptile started doing his own thing. All right. Well, yeah. What was crazy though, this is where it kind of didn't work out for you because you figured out the fucking short game and the animal feeding to take it off. That's where all your views came from. But then you were also trying to do a podcast on top of that, right? Which if you were smart enough, bro, I mean, not that it's hard for people to know that, but you would have done podcasts on a whole nother channel because people who are actually like not into live feeding video, like you're bringing some. Look, and by the way, let me give you more flowers right now. The guests that you've had on your show, bro, you can't take that away from you. You've had some good fucking guests on your show, right?
I appreciate that. Mm-hmm.
But you're bringing people, you're bringing a bunch of fans of people, these guests that aren't down for these live feeding videos. So that's where things were contradicting because you had this big push with YouTube, but then you had also this passion with wanting to bring podcasting into the mix. But they were like, you had the industry people like, dude, why are you doing this? And okay. You are like, dude, this is my community. This is my YouTube community. Like, these are my friends. Like, what's the problem? You know what I mean? So, dude, it's not easy. You weren't like I told you, right? You got into a fork in the road. You're like this.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So let's talk about when you decided to fully take down all the live feeding videos. When did that happen?
So Nerd put out they put out 2 videos. Keep in mind, I'm still getting guests. But and I explained this in a video I put out a couple days ago. What Kevin didn't understand, I think that the videos that he put out were a little preemptive or early because I not necessarily, I know you called me, I know Brian called me, but sometimes you could be stubborn, you could be hard-headed, and it's going to take, sometimes it might take 5 people. Sometimes it might take 10 people. Sometimes it may take 20 people. So what I enjoy when I was doing my podcast, I would talk to these people online and I'll also talk to them offline. How do you feel about this? What do you think about this? And
Bro,
I was
wait, hey, Jake the Snake Roberts, bro. Let's hold on. That right there, I'm not gonna lie, that got me a little jealous because that's dude, Jake the Snake, bro. Like you don't
He's a good friend of mine,
dude. That can we talk a little bit more about that later? I want to talk more about that. But anyways, continue. It just thought I'm like, bro, this guy got Jake the Snake on, and I gotta tell you, I you know Tom Crutchfield. There's a good few big guys that you had on your show, but Jake the Snake right there in my heart, that's number one. So anyways, continue, bro.
I appreciate that. So anyways, they put the video out. I was being stubborn. I was being hard headed. But I was still kind of listening. I was listening to Brian Cusco. I was listening to you. I was processing information. Yeah. It's not how to you have to process it and think about it. You have to. It's not just the overnight thing. It's not just the I'm gonna do it right now. I wanted to talk to a lot of people. And
you said that your pops taught you that you never just listen to the first person or and that right there I've heard too growing up. So. And that's important for people to know that's your personality. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the way I am. I never just even my wife would tell you I never just listen to the first person. It could take 5 people to tell me something, and I'm like, okay, well, you know what? These people really don't like this shit. And I said, you know what? I evaluated my channel. I said, you know what? These nerd has put these 2 videos about me, and then I start checking my comments. You know, it went from this is a cool video to where Nerd had like 500,000 followers. Yeah. And if you get 10% of that to come to your channel, you start getting all these comments. They're negative. You're a piece of shit. You're worthless. Why are you doing this? I don't want people to come to my channel and be pissed. I want them to come to my channel and enjoy the content. And I was like, people really don't like this shit. And maybe it's time to change. So I started deleting some of the videos. Mm-hmm. And then in February, I had a podcast with Ozzy. And I just told him, I'm like, you know what? I don't know if that was like 6 or 7 months ago. I said, you know what? I've been deleting these videos. I'm not going to put them out no more. But it took time. It wasn't an overnight thing. It was, I had to think, are these views worth it? And they're not. The views, you can get 10 billion views, but it's not worth the negativity that it brings to the hobby. I don't want to be the reason somebody's scared of snakes. Well, I don't want to be the reason. I don't want to piss people off that like rats. I wouldn't want to be squeezed to death. You know what I'm saying? So why do that to rats?
Yeah. And another good point you made on your video was like, have you been to a big reptile show yet? Like, have you been to an NARBC or like a reptile super show or like anything where it's so, and I'm sure you would want to someday because why not? You brought in some crazy guests on, and I know no matter how bad things can get, you're still gonna have people who fuck with you, Derrick. That's if you're loyal, and you'll have loyal people no matter what. But you also said that you don't want to go to a show and have people be like, "Oh, there's a live feeding video guy." Because like at the end of the day, like we could all do live feeding videos. Like you haven't done anything that unique, right? But mind you, also like I got to tell you, I did kind of dabble with the other live feeding videos, and you figured something else different. Like you found good way to pick up traction on however way you did it. And that could be something else. Like, what was your very first big short that took off? Because you said you had a few
9 million.
9. That was but when did you get that though? Like how long ago was that? That's a lot.
Probably like 10 or 11 months ago.
Almost a year ago. That was and at that point you had other million like that wasn't your first viral, right? Like you've already had a couple million like other ones that were like in the millions and whatnot.
I sent them to you. I think I had like 500,000, 600,000, 700,000, a million. I mean, it was cool.
These are kind of time stamped. So yeah, Derrick did send me these real quick just so we could kind of peep them out. But I don't know if you guys could see it, but I do see like the bottom one started at 530,000, 645,000, 630,000, or sorry, 763,000, and then they just kept going up. It literally went to 900,000 to 1 million, then 1 million to 8.9, almost 9 million, just under 9 million. So
I apologize. I just want to apologize to people because, like I said, when you're getting millions and millions of views, it's addicting and it can become like a drug.
I mean, especially, and no offense, Derrick, especially if you're not in this for the right reason. And I'm not saying you're not, but like, think about when I had all these people at the beginning of this year wanting to come at me. At the end of the day, try to talk all the shit you want about me, but look at my animals. Like I'm here because I'm in the reptile industry. Like that's why I'm here. I started that because of the animals. I didn't start this because of the podcast and all that. So all this podcast shit comes second, if not after all this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you like, and I made I made good relationship before a podcast even started. I had homies and shit that people were putting me on. So it was all about growing in the animal game. For you, it was really all about growing on YouTube. And you know, that's what I'm saying. Like, you want to talk about Barcheck, bro, right? Barcheck at one point, you know, when he had snake bites, how do you think people felt about snakes biting him? People
didn't like that shit. Yeah.
They were, especially when he was blowing. They didn't really care until he started blowing up. Once he started, and doesn't that sound familiar, right? Once you start blowing up, people are like, "Ooh, the fuck? Why is he doing that?" So you're always gonna find people saying you're copping out when you're blowing up, right? But in a sense, Brian even says, he's like, that was an era that I'm no longer doing. Like, I evolved from letting snake, like, you know, every now and then he does it, but he doesn't maliciously every episode let snakes bite him. Like, isn't a part of the content. And he got to change, right? And mind you, there's still people who don't like Brian. They don't give a fuck that he's changed. I've sat here on so many podcasts of mine saying that Brian's Reptarium is the nicest private zoo I've ever been in, and people don't give a fuck. It's one ear out the other. So I want to know how it feels right now to be in this position. You know, we could kind of get into this now. You know, here you are. We talk about which would you go left or right with the fork in the road. You choose the right way. You want to be a part of the industry and just make good content that's educational, not anything with live feeding videos. But yet here we have Donny telling people not to support you. Basically, cancellation type behavior coming from him. Correct me if I'm wrong. Seems like he wants to erase you out of the industry based off your past. And I don't know how that is sitting in your head right now. Like, how does that feel when you've made a change and we're talking about all the things that you're doing, but yet it's not good enough for somebody who has in charge of such a big platform. You know what I mean? That's what gives Donny power, is that he's in charge of Nerd's platform. If you took that away from Donny, is nobody. He is nobody, right? But it's also a scary thing. It's also a scary thing because what you're going through seems like all this. Are you getting more hate again? Like, is it no? Is it repeating? Like, because of stuff that he put out on his Instagram? Are you getting like new people not knowing what's happening, calling you a piece of shit and stuff, or what's going on right now? I'm curious.
Well, it's kind of depressing because, don't get me wrong, you know, the shit that, you know, when it comes to live feeding, you know, when you're just doing it, you're trying to grow your channel, and you're not thinking about the future. And then when you actually start thinking about it, like, okay, maybe I don't have to do live feedings, and you try to change it, and somebody like kicks you down, it's frustrating to want to make a change, and somebody still kick you when you're down. It's just frustrating.
And how's your wife? Like, you know, I'm curious. Is it affecting your home? Like, I mean, is your wife seeing you sad and stuff like that? Because I know my wife did when I was going through my shit.
So I'll be honest. We had a Reptile Expo on Sunday, and I was so excited to go. And I seen that Donny put a video out on Instagram, and it just ruined my whole mood to where I didn't even go. And my wife kind of tried to brighten my day, so she was like, "You know what? You're off this day. We're gonna go hit up some reptile shops, and just look at some cool animals." So she's trying to make me feel a little better. I got a damn good wife.
What a real one. What's your wife's name?
Brianna. Shout
out to Brianna. Shout out to all the other significant others, the other halves. That's what it's all about, man. You know, there's people out there who don't even have that shit, bro.
Right.
So, you know, it looks like you do have good company and you do have people helping you out. But what's the game plan? So obviously you came out with the video. Was it yesterday you dropped that video? As far as and what made you want to drop the video so soon versus waiting to hear what Donny had to say? I'm curious.
Because I hit up a lot of people that I look up to, and one particular person told me, just make the video and lay it all out on the line. Just be honest, tell the truth. Like right now, I'll apologize to anybody that I offended. You know, offending people was never my intentions. I just wanted to have fun and grow my YouTube. There's my wife. I just wanted to grow my YouTube and have fun, and I didn't want to offend people. You know, I love reptiles. I love watching them eat. Does that make me a monster? No. I love watching my snakes drink water. I love watching my snakes crawl around their enclosure. I watch, and Donny will probably snippet this shit out and make me look like a monster, but I love watching my snakes eat. I love watching them drink water. I love watching them crawl around their enclosure. You know, I don't have to make content of them killing something, because
Yeah.
like I said, there's so many other things that I could do, and I just decided to focus on that.
Yeah, you know, and you know, it's shit, bro. Like, I remember before I was even in the industry, like, I mean, think about all the brutal shit on like Discovery Channel, and like, you know, you literally have animals hunting each other and eat each other alive, right? And that, you know, it's fascinating. You know, it's super fascinating, and everything that you're doing was kept attracting eyes of people who don't keep reptiles, or don't really like, who aren't in it. So, and some people are like, it's like kind of like, okay, I'm gonna put on the Discovery Channel or Wildlife or whatever it is that you want to watch, because you want to see that, and that's what you were providing. Again, I don't think it was a bad thing. It was just something that you were writing on, and dude, like I said, I can't stop giving you props, because you were on your way to 100K. You still are. Your channel's still growing, but man, you were literally just doing things to where you felt the growth was motivating you. I'm sure you're waking up and seeing that shit. You're like, I gotta do another one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When you see a video hit 9 million views, you're like, what the fuck? I'm about to do another. Views become, whether, I don't care, any content creator, if you put out an educational video and you get 800 views, and you put out a live feed and it gets 9 million views, that shit is addicting. It's a drug.
And let me tell you, why do you think people stop doing YouTube? Because they don't get their views. People tank all the time, bro. How many people start with that energy? I'm gonna start a YouTube channel, I'm gonna start a podcast, and then within a year, gone, because they don't realize, first and foremost, you got to do it for yourself, and you just got to do it because you feel like what you want to put out is important, and then you figure things out on your way. Like, you had a YouTube channel for a year at least, right? Before all this shit took off. How long you had YouTube for before the shorts, before you figured out the shorts? And
it probably was about 3 years.
How did you figure out the shorts? Who put you on game with the shorts?
I just, Mind Miles, he was like, you know what? Focus on your shorts, because nobody watches.
That's advice. That's good advice right there. Just so you know, that's how you YouTube grow.
Nobody watches long content unless you're already big time. Shorts, YouTube was pushing when shorts first came out. I started pushing them because YouTube was pushing them to compete with Instagram Reels, to compete with Snapchat. I call it fast food media. People want their content quick. So if you're a YouTuber, you have to utilize everything. You have to utilize short form content, long form content. You have to utilize everything. So I just start putting out quick shorts, and it just start taking off.
What's currently in your collection now? Like, what do you have all going on in your own personal collection?
I live in an apartment. I don't really, have a lot of stuff. Like, it blows my mind when people are like, oh, I got 700 animals. I'm just like, what the fuck? That's a lot of animals. So, but I have, let's see, in my collection right now, I don't have a lot, the most expensive animals, but I have an Amazon tree boa. I have a Savannah monitor. Let me just go down the list. Amazon tree boa, Savannah monitor, corn snake, children's python, king snake, Pac-Man frog, red-tailed boa, ball python, and just a rat colony.
So you kind of you spread out. You got a little bit of everything.
Yeah, a little bit of everything.
Well, you're learning about everything. See, that's also, like, because first and foremost, I didn't think I was gonna get to over 200 animals. Like, I didn't ever think I was gonna. It just happened that way, right? But also, there's people who don't even want to get close to that, but they want to fuck with mostly everything. Well, dude, here's a good point right here. What Derrick's doing, you don't need a shit ton of stuff, but you could individually work with what you could keep, like all different species wise. And that's why I feel like, having a monitor, I mean, come on, let's talk about how cool it is having that Savannah. Like, right. That's why go ahead.
I never thought I'd get a monitor. I lucked up into it. I see everybody with monitors. I don't even really tell people I got a monitor because it's a Savannah and it's a beginner monitor, right? So
not even. Savannah's not that beginner, bro. I mean, Savannahs could get big and but it's still something different from a snake, completely different.
Yeah, I love my Savannah, man. It's dope watching it grow. It's growing super fast. I ultimately got it because I wanted to train it to where it'll crawl up my leg and get some food off some tongs.
So how's that? So how big is it right now?
Probably about 2 feet.
2 feet,
2
okay.
foot, yeah. And
what do you do for a living, bro? Like, it looks like you work for in the medical field.
Nursing. Yeah, nursing home.
Oh, nice. How long you been doing that for?
Oh man, I've been in the nursing field for 12 to 13 years, bro.
Wow. And so those hours can be pretty long sometimes. Like, are we talking like 12-hour shifts, or what are we talking here?
That was kind of, and I'll say that too. That's kind of why I started doing live feedings. Shifts, they vary. Like, I normally work 2 to 10, but a lot of times, I'll work 2 to 10, 10 to 6. I might not even just come home till the next day. So I needed to find something that I could do, because I sleep during the day. I work from 2 to 10, and when I come home, I'll have dinner with my wife, lay my son down, and my wife and my son will go to sleep, and I'll stay up. So I can't make content where I'm constantly talking and going, let me tell you about this corn snakes you met. It's going to wake my wife up. I wanted something where I could set a camera up, watch a snake do its thing. As shitty as it sounds, I apologize for it, but I wanted to set a camera up, watch a snake do its thing, and just post it.
Right. And not have to mess up the mood of the whole house.
Yeah, I never wanted to, it was a way to make content without being super loud and wake up my wife and son.
Man, and I gotta tell you, my days go completely fine as long as I don't wake up my wife. So I know how that goes, bro. You know what I mean? Now I have to ask you, with that being said, with your day-to-day, how often are you getting to interact with your monitor? Like, are you letting your monitor come out every single day? Like, are you?
Oh, of course.
It?
Of
like,
course.
How you let it come out? You let it come out on its own? You get it out with food? What are you doing? I'm just curious.
Oh man, I work with it all the time. A lot of times when I feed it, I normally try to do a lot of my work when I go home before I go to bed. I'll put my hand in the cage and I'll use tongues and have it crawl on my arm to come get its food. It's pretty fun. It's real fun.
Yeah, my only advice would take that thing out every day if you can.
Oh, you know it
every day. And then these things are so smart, man. And mind you, this is kind of what makes you respect reptiles as a whole, is when you see how smart they actually are. A snake is a snake. A snake doesn't really interact or kind of tell you what's going on with it. If it's not feeling you, it just bites you and then goes back to its business. But a monitor has has demeanors and certain ways that they act if they're not in a good mood. And my biggest thing with the monitor is the eyes, like the way they look at, like they low-key look at you, and you're just like, wow, this is
MJ. Can I change course for a second?
100%. Do what you gotta do.
So if you don't mind me asking, I want to get your opinion. I know you kind of talked to me a couple days ago, but
sure.
give me your opinion. Give me your opinion. What do you think I should do? First, play Donny's video. Can you go to Instagram and play Donny's video for your people?
You want to watch that?
Yeah, show them. I'm not embarrassed. They can go to Instagram and see it.
I know you're not embarrassed, but I just didn't figure, and I will totally give you my breakdown on how I feel about this.
I want you to give me your opinion
after we look at it. Okay. So I'm pulling it up. Let me pull it up. So yeah, so basically Derrick reached out to me, what was it, 2 days ago and whatnot. And I was really shocked. I was like, what's going on now? And I thought whatever it was that got you nerds' attention was over for sure. I thought, I thought we moved on from this. But no, he brought me attention to this. So
I want you to play it, and then I want to talk about it for a second.
Here we go.
Unfortunately, I need to make this video because I'm seeing someone on Instagram getting some followers from people I truly respect, and I believe those people don't know what this guy's all about. This is Derrick's Reptiles, and he's an absolute psychopath and lacks any empathy for animals. And I can prove it because before he deleted all of his content off of his channel, I recorded it all.
If you're filming a live feeding and you're titling it, Mouse gets murdered, constricted and squeezed to death till his eyeballs pop out of his head, if you put that as a title, you're a psycho and you shouldn't be doing live feedings.
But if we take a gander over at your YouTube channel, we can see some really cool thumbnails and titles here. Oh, and I'm not going to forget about all the creepy comments that I see you leave on all of the worst live feeding videos. By the way, we're going to be visiting these terrible videos on the screen right now because they are the most unsettling videos I've ever encountered. Honestly, if you're following him right now, I'm not mad at you. I'm just trying to warn you. So do yourself a favor. Unfortunately.
Now I want you to give me your honest opinion. What do you think I should do about that? Because I've already reached out to Kevin. I already reached out to Donny. They don't want to talk.
You ready to hear it?
Yeah.
All right. Don't interrupt me because I'm gonna lay it all out right now for you. Okay. I'm gonna lay this out for you, Derrick. You're getting good marketing right now because of this. Maybe it's not from the best crowd, but at the end of the day, people aren't as dumb as we want to think they are. They're going to start putting 2 and 2 together. I could tell you right now, I've said enough about you doing live feeding videos to where enough people now know that you don't do live feeding videos. I talk to people personally who now respect you. I talk to people personally who are actually relevant. We're talking about people who are in the industry, what you're trying to do. I'm saying your goal of why you stopped feeding videos worked. Okay. You have a company that has so many shit stains on it. Like literally it baffles me how Donny has the balls to continue to go after people when he should go after Nerd himself. But obviously that's never going to happen because Nerd pays him. Okay. It's really unfair, biased shit that these people do. They've been doing it for years, especially when, obviously it all picked up when Donny, but Nerd's game plan is to fucking make sure none of the light is on their shit stains, and they want to make sure all the light's on other people's shit stains. They are fucking so guilty with disgusting shit. And I talk to people firsthand. These are people I trust enough to where I will say what I'm saying without ever visiting Nerd, because I already know. I've talked to the closest people who worked at Nerd. I know it, motherfuckers. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, you got to look at it like this, okay? And you know what? The people who are trying to cancel me, this I don't see you as far as that bottom feeding. I don't see you as that, because you know why? You grow, you evolve. You're doing something where you are separating yourself than you were the day before, okay? So you cannot, Derrick, let something like fucking Donny, okay? You can't let fucking Donny get to you at all, because at the end of the day, Donny has no relevancy to the reptiles whatsoever. He fucking will say his girlfriend will have reptiles. Okay, cool, good cover up. But motherfucker, that doesn't mean you really care about reptiles. And in my heart, I don't think he does. Say what you want. Come at me, Donny. I'm ready. But you don't give a fuck. Because if you gave a fuck about the reptiles, you would stop what you're doing, going after people, and fucking have Kevin fix his shit. You would stop going after people and make sure your own home where you talk shit at, make sure that, because like I said, what saved me, bro, first and foremost, you gotta want to get canceled to be canceled. Second, go ahead and talk shit about me, but you can't talk shit about my animals. That ain't the same type of energy with Nerd. Nerd, mind you, Kevin is a goat, bro. Kevin, I can't take away the things that man's done, but we're in 2023 now, okay? You're not on that same GOAT level, buddy, unfortunately, because you're sending fake United States Captain Borderman emeralds to my friends, and you're also fucking other people over to the point where you have to get attorneys to get them to want to make it right. All right? So you need to stop giving a fuck right now about Nerd or Donny. These fuckers are only going to make you even more famous now because of this. This is a huge W for you, Derrick, only because you made the change. You're not here doing, and you did it for the right reason. You did it because you want to become liked within the reptile industry. You love animals. You fuck with the reptiles. There's proof of this. Okay, so at the end of the day, Derrick, you are winning, buddy. That's all I got to say. You're positive, winning. You're growing, winning. The only thing you need to win on is not give this shit attention. You put the video out already. It is what it is. But honestly, bro, break the wrist and walk away. Fuck Nerd, fuck Donny, fuck whatever those guys say. They don't pay your bills, bro. They don't pay your fucking bills, okay? They can barely pay their bills. That's from what I heard. So don't give a fuck about somebody who's crumbling, okay? Misery wants company, okay?
Yeah.
Everybody knows Nerd's fucking hurting. That's a fact. That is not a secret.
Well,
you know what I mean? So that's all I got to say
brother.
on that. Yeah, that's all I got to say.
I want to lay it out there while people are watching, and I don't care if Donny snippets this, and I won't,
whatever he wants, bro. And he has my number too. You could call me, bro. I'm ready. Let's go.
I want to lay it all out there on the line. When I was growing, and Donny even said it, look at his thumbnails. That was kind of that's the whole point of YouTube. You have to make, crazy thumbnails. You have to make crazy titles. Otherwise, people don't watch the video. At the end of the day, I usually just, feed my snakes rats, and I shouldn't have been doing it because live feedings, they bring so much negativity.
You made a mistake, bro. You made a fucking mistake.
They bring so much negativity, and I just want to be positive. I don't want negativity. I don't want to go to war with Nerd. I just want to be positive and do my own thing. Like I do my podcast and I do reaction videos, and I never would have thought that I like reaction videos. But that's the path I'm on now. And don't get me wrong, he'll probably say, well, look, he watched this video. I watch whatever I want. That's my business. At the end of the day, I'm not putting it on my channel. I'm not giving it to the public. And I don't think that we should be doing it.
You know what's crazy? I think this is a fucking tactic to get a lot of pressure off Nerd. You know, because Nerd's getting fucking heat for not really coming at Samson when he should have and all this other shit, right? And again, like, you either got to be stupid or desperate as fuck to make Derrick Reptiles a piece of content on your platform again. Like, that's not what Nerd needs, dude. Are you kidding me? Like, but dude, but mind you, this is kind of fucking, isn't this weird? Where do you think nerds get all their views from?
Kind of the controversial videos when they go after people.
Right? And at the end of the day, they got to make what they got to make. It's almost the same thing of your live feeding videos. It's almost the same fucking thing. You did live feeding videos because that's what grew your channel.
Yeah.
You didn't care what anyone else, I mean, not that you didn't care, but in your head, you're like, I need to grow. I need to grow. Donny gets paid to grow that channel. That is why he gets paid. No growth, no dinero. You see what I'm saying? It's all about the numbers. This is just one entity of you. Like, and then we have, you know, other prehistoric death type YouTubers and like other shit where they're just so desperate for content. You are sucked into this desperate piece of content right now because
it sucks, bro.
It sucks, but bro, it's gonna be okay, buddy. Everything gonna see all right. You're gonna be just fine. I'm telling you right now, 130 fucking people in the building. I guarantee they're all rocking with you, bro. I'm telling you right now, because you made the change. It'd be one thing, Derrick, if you every now and then dropped another fucking feeding video just to get that 9 milli. You know what I mean? But you sacrificed it. You threw it out the window. I don't see what the fuck the problem is. Why are we still coming at this man? Why? You know what I mean? We should be coming after people who are neglectors. Fucking, you know, the real pieces of shit. I'm just saying there's bigger fishes to fry out there. You're not even a fish to fry. You're not doing anything wrong. You fix what you had to fix. Why can't we just keep it moving? I think this is super, super desperate content. And like I said, it's not going to make them look any better other than because, you know, nerds have their minions. Nerd has their fans that also aren't really connected to the reptile industry. If you really go watch all these people who comment fucked up shit on Nerd, they're just fucking either Twitchers or they're not one of us. They're not. And it's kind of the same way the live feeding video communities are. Like you had a community of people on YouTube that really weren't industry people. They were just on YouTube watching this, and this is cool. Like, and that's, you know, so dude, it's hard. It's hard to walk that line, but Derrick, you gotta go ahead.
For me, I didn't mean to interrupt you. And for me, it's frustrating because, like I said, every time he fucking puts a video out, I get 50,000 people. I mean, I get thousands of people that come to my channel and just say bad shit. And it's like, that's not what I'm on YouTube for. I want you to come to my channel and have fun and enjoy the videos. At the end of the day, like, you know, I want to, like I said, I can't make educational videos. I suck at that. I'm not Adam Wickens. He's good at that shit. Look at this chameleon.
Adam's
goddamn
cool.
humidity.
Adam's a natural, bro. Adam's a fucking natural. He has good features too.
I can't make educational videos. I'm on YouTube. I want to have fun. I want to stay monetized, and I want to get a YouTube plaque. I just want to have fun and be positive.
Yeah. I mean, because at the end of the day, bro, like you said, this shit wears you out. Like, you know, you're not even trying to be negative, and this shit is just draining you. And honestly, I got what I asked for. You know, I didn't give a fuck, and I showed that. You're over here saying, I don't want problems. I just want
at all.
Yeah, and that's, dude, there we go. Like, why are you coming after this guy, dude? He's fucking, just leave him alone. And so anyways, I want to let you know that, you know, I haven't talked shit about you in a long time, ever since Levi. Shout out to Levi. FTL Levi told me, MJ, just so you know, like, Derrick promised me he's gonna stop, and I didn't believe it. And ever since he told me that, I was like, I'm gonna pay attention. So I think like every other week or something, I would just go to your channel, and I saw that it stopped, and I was like, damn, this dude's stopping. And then I remember you coming in the live chats, letting people know, like, hey, I don't do that shit no more. You know, just letting you guys know. Yeah. And you know, time fixes everything, bro. And you know what? You could do the worst thing in this industry, obviously. You could do the most piece of shit thing in this industry and still be here if you want to be here. But I know you don't want this kind of negative timing. You just want to enjoy your time. And I really hope this show helps you get there quicker. Because like I said, man, I try to keep this podcast only relevant with people who fuck with the real reptile industry people. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I hope a lot of people hear what you had to say tonight. I just want you to continue. Don't stop. You've already come this far. And you know what? You might figure something else out to get that shit rolling again. You never know.
Yeah.
You just got to just keep thinking. If you were on it to get that going, you could figure something else out. I also thought about this. I don't know how people think about it, because I do know eating in general could be too much. But what about just frozen thawed videos? Like what about like you feeding, like showing it to eat, but it's already dead? Is it? Do you think?
Oh
it's
yeah,
like,
I'm too nervous to do that. I've done like maybe like one or two, but I'm too scared to do that shit, bro.
what are you scared of?
Donny, what the fuck?
Oh, got you. Okay, I thought you were scared to get bit or something. I was like, bro, you'll be fine, bro. What the fuck?
I'll get 6. I'll put out a fucking video. I'll get 6. I don't know, man. I'm just frustrated. Like I said, I'm not mad at Kevin. I'm not mad at Donny. But at the end of the day, I just, you know, and my, like I said, let me switch tracks. My wife uplifted my spirits, and not just my wife. I want to say thank you to the reptile community, because a lot of people reached out to me and said, "Keep your head up, bro."
Right.
You know,
right.
I got text messages, I got calls. So many people that are up there reached to me and was like, you know, just keep your head up, bro, because they're bullying you.
I mean, at the end of the day, they're, like I said, you are providing facts that you are changed. You are a changed man. And I mean, dude, how long ago was that video that he put out? How many months ago was that?
I think it was like April, or I don't remember exactly what.
I gotta look it up. Hold on. It was a while ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm just curious why all of a sudden. I mean, I don't understand why he chose to just wake up one day and say, I mean, obviously what's creepy is that he's going to your Instagram and seeing who's following you. Like he's investigating you. Like, damn, you got that much time to be on Derrick Reptile's page every day, seeing who's following him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That don't sit right. I think there's a lot going on over there, bro. Something that is not your problem. It's not my problem. I mean, we got to talk about it tonight, but bro, everyone got problems in this world. Your problems ain't their problems. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got a lovely wife who's there to fucking watch. She's there to watch you be happy. You know what I mean? What else do you need? I talk about my animals, right? But man, I got my wife, bro. My wife makes sure I'm good. You know how many people out there are lonely as fuck and they don't even got that. And it's sad. I'm just saying, it's sad. You know what I mean? We are in a good place, Derrick, and you just need to continue to keep doing Derrick and rock with who rocks with you, man. I will say, shout to your homies, Iron Dogs or whoever. Those were people fucking with you, and I get it. I support. I'm a good friend, bro. If I fuck with you, I will ride with you. And it seems like you're on that same kind of energy. So I'm not, you know, I had the misunderstanding on why you're doing live videos. I get it now. That was just a part of the community you were growing in at the time when you knew nobody. You're just Derrick. You're just trying to grow, man. So seems like you were able to find some real ones to stick with you, and you still got some real ones, bro. So you're good at the end of the day, man. You're gonna be all right.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you having me come on here, man.
All right, so listen, I had a good time tonight. I want to give you some hot seat questions if you're cool with that, and we'll let you enjoy the rest. All right?
I'm down.
All right, guys, listen. Get the likes up for Derrick. This was a great podcast. Really, like, progression, man. This is huge progression, me and you.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, this is great. And honestly, obviously, won't be the only time, probably. We'll get you back on the show sometime and just grow together, bro. How does that sound?
I love it, bro.
All right, man. Hot seat questions. Derrick Reptiles coming in hot. Derrick, you know the deal, bro. The quicker, the better. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Coming hot. Frozen thought or live?
Frozen thought all the way.
Would you ever cut a ball python egg, or will you never cut a ball python egg?
I'm not a breeder, but if I did, I probably would because I'm anxious.
Favorite arboreal snake?
Oh, Amazon tree boa all the way.
Red chondro neo or yellow chondro neo, if you had to pick?
Yellow.
One reptile show you would like to attend?
Man, I'd love to go to what's the one in Chicago? Tinley,
NARBC Tinley.
I'd love to.
Yay imports or boo imports?
No imports.
If you could import one animal to your collection, like let's just say you had the property, you had all the land, didn't matter, right? If you could just get any reptile around the world into your fucking hands, what would it be?
if I didn't have a son and I could get any animal I want, I'd love to have it like a king cobra.
Oh shit. Those are man. Those are pretty gnarly. I'm not gonna lie. How about this? To spray or miss a snake, or to never spray or miss a snake?
Oh yeah, you gotta miss. It just depends on what snake it is, but you gotta spray them. Oh yeah.
Yay sports or boo sports?
I'm not really a sports person.
Steak or fish?
Fish.
Favorite fish to eat?
I love catfish.
You catfish like fried or what? How do you like it prepared?
I like southern down home fried catfish.
Damn. Yeah, I don't think I've ever had that before. Ever. Not like southern. I've not catfish at all. I've never had catfish, I don't think. Favorite genre of music?
Oh, hip hop.
West Coast rap or East Coast rap? Or hip hop, whatever.
East Coast.
Favorite East Coast group, rap group of all time? Hip hop group.
Hold on, I'm tired. I'm at work. I get my direction. East Coast is where you at, right? California?
I'm West Coast, bro.
Oh, shit. The West Coast. Because I'm talking about wherever Pac and Biggie and all them.
That's East Coast. Yeah, you got it. That's East Coast. Yeah, you're good.
Okay, I like Pac and Biggie and all them.
Got you. No, wait, no. Wait, hold on. Yeah, well, okay, hold on. You're confusing me. So Biggie is from the East Coast. Pac.
Well, shit, Pac
would technically be West Coast, but Pac is also from the East Coast. So it's like,
yeah,
you're throwing me curveballs right now. I like that. All right, little word association. First thing to come to mind: snake breeder.
Snake breeder, Ozzy.
Milk.
No.
I like that. Cocoa.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Substrate.
Oh yeah. I love substrate. We need it.
Stuck shed.
Hell no.
Instagram trolls.
Screw them.
If you had all the nerd minions listening right now, trying to hear what you had to say, what would be your message to all the nerd minions out there right now, Derrick?
If you're listening, like I know you hate me, and you have every right to. Like I was doing something that you know upset a lot of people. And by no means am I shitting on people that do it. That's irrelevant to me. I'm talking about me myself. You know, I apologize to anybody that I offended. For my YouTube, I just want positivity, no negativity. Please don't come to my YouTube because I'm sure Donny's gonna drop a video. Please don't come to my YouTube cussing me out. I don't do that live feeding shit no more. You know, I don't care how Donny twisted shit. I don't do it no more.
Yeah, there you have it. And listen, time flies, bro. And I gotta tell you right now, the only thing I think this is gonna do is help you grow for sure. But we had over 130 people tapped in tonight, Derrick, all showing you love. What do you have to say to all your supporters out there, your wife, anyone out there rocking with you, man? What you got to say to them?
Hey, first off, shout out to my old crew. Whether or not I do what y'all do, I don't care. Much love to all y'all.
Yeah,
much love to the people in the chats. I love all y'all. If I offended any of y'all, I apologize. I'm human. I'm trying to change my ways, but people don't change overnight. You got to make steps. You got to take steps. You know, it's not just an instant thing. You got to one thing at a time. You know, my goal is just to be better than I was yesterday, and I appreciate y'all for being here. I love y'all.
Yeah, man. I got to tell you, man, looking forward to having you back on the show someday. And much love and respect. Keep doing what you're doing, and see you at the top, buddy. Everyone give it up for Derrick Reptiles, ladies and gentlemen. It's a wrap. Hey, Derrick, enjoy your night, man. Keep doing your thing, bro. We'll talk soon, okay?
Take it easy, brother.
All right. There you have it. Derrick Reptiles, episode 365 in the books. Guys, at the end of the day, man, you need to, anyone out there needs to kind of just, I mean, because, man, if someone's talking shit about you, coming at you, look at the person. Look who's coming at you, first and foremost, before you kind of get in your own head and you're like, what is happening? Look at the situation. Who's coming at me? Some of these people have the nerve. I'm telling you right now, man. I don't think it's safe for anyone to be exposing anyone right now, unless their shit is fucking taking care of themselves. But at the end of the day, just how there's a live feeding community out there in the reptile industry or YouTube world, there's a drama community Like there's people who just love to see this shit. They're just people who will come from the woodworks just to see someone burn and crash. And I'm not cool with this happening to Derrick. Again, I feel bad because this guy was always a genuine supporter of mine, always cool to me, very positive. I never gave him the time of day. I was a dick. I'll be honest. I was a dick to Derrick. You know, let them on red all the time, and just was just that, you know, I just don't got time for you type of guy, you know. And he was just always nice, and so I felt like I could have kind of hung in there longer with him, especially when, like, you know, Uncle Mike and other people were like, "Hey, man, what's up with this?" You know. But you know, he admitted, like, you gotta understand, this guy was a man to admit that the views and all that shit, man, is so intriguing and addicting, and you're just like, fuck, like, I mean, come on, millions of views like that. If you're not in this for the right reason, that shit's going to take over. And that's what happened to him in a sense. You know, I have so much going on here where I'm just like, I'm busy, dude. Like I got so much exciting stuff happening here. I'm not saying Derrick doesn't have exciting stuff happening at home, but he really relies on the content. Like that's his number one. Content comes number one for Derrick. Not in my world. Fuck no. So I will always stay organic. I will always stay, but I always try to find how to grow too. You know what I mean? Obviously, you guys see that I touch more on stuff that needs to be touched on, as far as, you know, I guess you could label it as drama. It is what it is, but we're fucking human. Say what you want, but drama is a part of being a human. All right. And some of it needs to be discussed. Some of it needs to be aired out. As long as it's, you know, I feel like it should be mutually agreed on. I think a lot of this shit of people exposing people, I think it's horseshit unless you have the other person on. I think if you really want to get down to why someone's doing something, don't do it unless that person's willing to come on the show with you. How about that? But then again, some things just need to be discussed. It's not easy doing this type of shit, just so you guys know. But I have to go with my heart, and I have to go with what I feel is right. And for somebody who was being accused of being a bully for speaking his mind on his platform, I've never did anything on my platforms to say we need to stop supporting this person, cancel this person, any of that shit. You know, do you, I'm gonna do me, right? And you know, Derrick's gonna be cool because Derrick's doing Derrick, and he made a change, man. So shout out to any man out there, any woman, anyone out there who want to make a change. And if whoever it is ain't rocking with you after you change, you don't need that person, man. Here's the thing about life: we could pick who we want to hang around with. Wow, did you know that? We have the ability to just choose who we want in our circle. It's that easy to fucking eliminate somebody. And you need to read the writing on the wall. If you feel like, man, my life is headed in the right direction, I'm doing everything right, positivity, I'm getting better, you know, every day, and this person still doesn't fuck with me, well, then fuck that person. See you later, dude. You don't fucking pay my bills, bro. You know how expensive my rap bills are right now? You don't fucking pay my shit. Fuck you. That's how I look at it. You ain't gonna tell me what to do on my own platform. But anyways, go support. If you don't mind, do me a favor. Go subscribe to Derrick Reptiles on YouTube. I mean, man, the guy's 73,000 subscribers. That's fucking. I just celebrated 7,000, and I'm happy. Trust me. I'm like, I grinded for that, but man, I gotta admit, 70-something thousand. That's a lot of fucking. It's a lot of subscribers, man. So I'm gonna give him props, and again, props on making the change. And I hope this inspires anyone out there to, like, if you're not happy with your life, if you're not happy with what you're doing, then make a change. He obviously was not happy. Like Derrick was like, you know what? I'm getting millions of views right now, and I'm still not happy because how he was looked at in the industry. That right there means everything to me. Are other people doing that? No. I mean, how many people, if you listen to, I mean, come on, anyone who's been in the industry long enough knows how not innocent nerd is, right? But that's been the case for years. It's been the case for years. I don't even know where I was going with that. Honestly, guys, I think we said enough, to be honest. I just want people to always evolve, because that's what it's all about. Shout out to tonight's sponsor, Always Evolving Pythons. I thought that was a great segue right there. I thought that was awesome. Again, shout out to my boy Miguel Garcia. Tonight's episode was brought to you by Miguel. Always Evolving Pythons. Go follow him on Instagram. Follow him on YouTube. Follow him on Morph Markets. Also, this episode is brought to you by Rare Genetic Inc. Get those sheds in. Test that hypo, that DG. Find out what you got. Don't be guessing. And be ready for Ben to come back on the show because that's going to be happening real short. Last but not least, Ship Your Reptiles, the only company you should be using. No, with all due respect, other companies out there, you got options. But if you want the best, if you want to use what the pros use Ship Your Reptiles, the OGs. Shout to Chad. Shout to Susie. Shout to the entire Ship Your Reptiles family. You guys are amazing. And you guys are amazing. All my subscribers, my Patreon members, people who support what I've been doing, you guys are beautiful. You're amazing. Thank you for what you do and fuck with me. Thanks for fucking with me. I appreciate you guys so much. And be ready. Big things popping Thursday night. My boy Dave is back. We got Dave Levinson back. And things are getting weird. Weird. We even got a special guest. Can't tell you who it is, but that special guest is going to make things even more weird. I guarantee it. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate all the love and support. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. Select all. You will catch every single piece of content on this channel. Have a good night. See you at the top. I'm out.